Today's question is about postnatal yoga. Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa West, and welcome to Living Your Yoga. Today's question comes to us from email from Lorena, who lives in Munich, Germany. And she says, I wrote to you before regarding issues with hip pain during pregnancy, and I linked to a blog post that I did with Molly Crowley, who is an open-hearted graduate from the Mentor with Melissa program, and we actually teach yoga philosophy together on the membership site. But she is really skilled when it comes to prenatal fitness, so prenatal yoga, so she helped me a lot with that blog post. Now Lorena says, I have a question about postpartum yoga. Are there any specific exercises that you would recommend which would be good? And I think probably slow and steady would be the way to go, but I just wanted to ask. Have a great day. So, I first wanted to congratulate Lorena on her baby. It's very exciting. I hope she's getting enough rest, because I remember that was the biggest thing to transition into in that first year. My little munchkin didn't sleep much. She's still a night owl. So as always, I am a PhD in communications and cultural studies and not a medical doctor. So the most important thing to do is to consult your medical doctor as to what is best for your body and your specific situation. Most doctors will recommend returning to physical exercise 2+ weeks postpartum for a normal vaginal birth delivery, and 4 to 6 weeks postpartum following a cesarean section or a traumatic vaginal birth. It's important for you to stop exercising or yoga if you have any heavy bleeding. If you have to, for example, so this is like public health nurse time, but we have to like keep it real and talk about what's really happening. So, for example, if you have to replace your pad every half an hour, and if you're having to do that, then you really need to see your doctor as well. Also, if you have pain anywhere, then you need to stop. For more information on pain, because sometimes pain can be kind of a difficult thing to determine, okay, is this muscle soreness or is this pain? I did a whole blog post on that, and I'll link to that in the show notes as well. Finally, if you have a breast infection or an abscess, you also need to stop your exercise or your yoga and get a doctor's appointment about that as well. And your doctor will advise you about when you can return to your yoga. Some other things to consider stopping your yoga program following giving birth to your baby would be a cesarean birth or a traumatic birth, as I said. And here it's really important to pay attention to your body and allow your pain to be a deciding factor for your continuation. Also pay attention to your breast discomfort. You may require extra support. So there's such good sports bras now compared to when I first had my baby, which is only 12 years ago, but things have improved a lot. And if you have urine leakage that lasts more than 2 weeks as well, you also need to see your medical doctor about that as well. When you return to your yoga or your exercise program, make sure that you feel good and that your yoga practice is enhancing your well-being. So if it's making you feel exhausted and it's making you feel emotionally like a wreck, then that's a good sign that things aren't going well and you need to talk to your doctor about that. Now is not the time to be charting your progress or performance. So it's not a time to be getting on the scale or to be getting out the measuring tape. It's just a time to increase your energy and feelings of confidence and well-being. Check in after each yoga practice to see how you're doing and to make sure you're getting adequate rest. So in postnatal yoga, we talk about rest activity cycling. So for every hour of activity, you take an hour of rest. This needs to continue after you've had your baby as well. Number one, you're probably not getting a lot of sleep. Number two, you may be nursing. And so what was happening on the inside is in terms of feeding your baby is now happening on the outside. And so, and in fact, now you've got a bigger baby that you're doing that with. So you need to get adequate rest. You also need to make sure you're staying well hydrated, especially if you're nursing. Not only do you need to stay well hydrated, but you need to make sure you're getting adequate caloric intake. So as I said, now just this baby that used to be on the inside that you were growing, now it's on the outside and you're growing it. So people always say that you're eating for two when you're pregnant, but if you're nursing, you're really eating for two now. Your baby is another important factor to consider. Make sure that your infant weight gain is normal as well. So a lot of times these things aren't considered as much in postnatal. time. As far as the best exercise for postnatal yoga, I think one of the most important things to do is to restore your pelvic floor, especially if you've had a vaginal delivery. And I've got a lot of blog posts on this topic already, so I'm just going to link to them in the show notes. There's 3 different blog posts on that. Also, Namaste Yoga 73 is a whole episode dedicated to the bandhas, and it includes root lock, which works your pelvic floor. So I will link to that in the show notes as well. That'd be a great episode to work on. In the membership site, we have a class called Yoga for Posture, which is a great class for confidence and core strength. I also think this would be a great class to bring your body back into alignment in postpartum. And another series that would be great on the membership site is the Yoga for Strength series. Just another great one just to get your confidence back, to get your strength back after you've had a baby. So those are my best suggestions for you right now. How about all those women out there that have had babies? What did you find really helped you after you had your baby? Just get your confidence back and your sense of well-being back in yoga. I'd love to hear it. Leave your comments below. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.